Hi everyone, and welcome to a tutorial video introducing Anecdata for Coastal Signs of the Seasons observations. My name is Elisabeth Maxwell. I'm the Assistant Coordinator for Signs of the Seasons. Esperanza and Beth are the project co-coordinators. In this video, I'm going to briefly talk about Coastal Signs of the Seasons and let you know why we're so excited to be partnering with Anecdata. And then I'm going to demo the website and show you how to set up an account, how to join the Coastal SOS project, how to upload your observations using the online data sheets, and then also how to view your data online. Coastal Signs of the Seasons started in 2014. We partnered with Dr. Jesse Mullen, who's a professor at Maine Maritime Academy. In 2014, we had 10 volunteers who were making observations on coastal rockweed. In 2017, we had grown to over 20 observers who were submitting observations on sites throughout Maine and New Hampshire. So far in 2018, we've already trained an additional 23 people, and we are really excited to be growing this project. The partnership with Anecdata is really great because Anecdata has a lot of flexibility as a site and can store a lot of data for our project. It also allows us to make the data accessible to all of our volunteers and observers. And there's even a built-in data analysis toolkit that you can use to see what's happening within the data that we're collecting and ask your own questions. So let's go to Anecdata, and I will do a demo to help you walk through how to learn the site. Alright, this is the Anecdata homepage. To register for an account, you're going to come up to this top right button and click on Register. The prompt is going to ask you to pick a username. This can be either a nickname, a code name, or some variation of your actual name. This is what's going to show up publicly. If you put your real name here in the second bar, then that will also be public. This is an optional box. You don't have to fill it out if you don't want to. An email is required. You can choose to say how you learned about Anecdata. This is an optional question. You can put in Signs of the Seasons if you'd like to. And then pick a password and make sure that you confirm the password in the second box. Once you do that, you're ready to create an account. I already have an account, so I'm going to back up and click on Login. You're going to see something similar to this, but you won't have a project yet. If you like, you can come up and edit your profile. This is where you can add a profile picture. You don't have to upload a photo of yourself. It could be a picture of a pet or a favorite photo, or you can use one of the random images that are built into Anecdata itself. I picked a profile picture because I'm an administrator on the project, and so I want to make sure that y'all know who I am and makes it easy to be identified, but you don't have to put your own profile picture here unless you want to. There's a place to give a little bit more background on who you are and what you're interested in if you desire. So the next thing to do will be to join the Coastal SOS project. And you won't see it here because I'm already a member, But to join, all you have to do is come to this top menu, click on Projects, and you will get a list of all the projects that are published on Anecdata. For quick access, click in the search bar and type in Coastal SOS. And there we are, Coastal SOS Monitoring. Click anywhere on that title, and you will come to our project homepage. Here we have some general information about signs of the seasons, as well as a little bit more specific about coastal signs of the seasons. These are also hyperlinks to our website if you need to follow them for more information. We also have a link here if you need to get in contact with us for any questions or concerns that you might have. That links to the contact page on our website, and you can reach out. So when you first see this project homepage, it's going to look slightly different because you're going to have a little button that says Request to Join. If you click on that, then it will send a notification to me as one of the project leads that you want to join the project, and I can accept you as a member. Once you're a member, this will then change to Add an Observation. If you click on that, Anecdata is going to prompt you to tell it whether or not you are using procedures A and B or procedures B and C. Select whichever one is appropriate, and you are ready to input your observations. So these online data sheets are designed to be identical to the ones that you use when you're collecting observations in the field. They just look maybe slightly different, but the order and the questions are the same. So to begin, you're going to want to input the location of your site. So click on this map, and you can either click and drag, then also use the zoom buttons, or for a little bit faster, you can actually enter a location into this search box at the top. So I'm going to enter a town in Maine, and we're going to use this as a demo. So what your goal is here is to make sure that this black plus is landing on your site location. So I don't actually know if there's any ascophyllum at this particular spot of Lincolnville Beach, but we're going to pretend that there is and use it as our site marker. So now I'm satisfied that that plus sign is right where I made my observations. Then I can come down and I can click on Use Location. And notice how the map icon changed and is remembering that as my site location. Next, you can click on this green box, and that is where you're going to have the calendar for choosing the date and a clock for choosing the observation time. So I'm going to pretend that I made an observation on June the 9th. At 11 o'clock in the morning. You can also type into this box. Right now it's remembering that I chose June the 9th of 2018. And the time looks a little bit different because it's in a different time zone, but that's okay. Then when I scroll down, you have all the questions from procedures A and B right here. There are several places for you to input comments. So this particular comment box is specifically about the phenophase data. There's also one if you need to make any comments about the site. And then anything that you need to tell us about the water quality data. Now, one of the really fun features of Anecdata is that it's easy to add a photo to your observations. This is particularly helpful if you have a question or you're unsure about something. So, for example, if you think that the phenophase should be dotted and inflated, but you're not quite sure if maybe it's still technically smooth and inflated, you can input your data and make a comment that you're unsure and then attach a photo. And that will help us be able to determine which phenophase it should be considered. And it's a really great way to communicate clearly about what you're actually seeing in the field. It's also really fun for us to see any photos that you would like to share from your site, or any fun or unusual things that maybe you saw. There's one last box for you to input other observations or notes that you want to make, and then you can click Save. Once you click Save, then this data will be shared with the project. Unless you click Save, we won't actually be able to see it, so be sure to click that button at the end. Now, I also want to show you the data sheet for procedures B and C. Notice that if I use that button to change the data sheets, it remembers that I was in Lincolnville and what the date and time was that I had selected. That's because I didn't click Save, so it doesn't know, or it thinks that I'm still using the same information. So just like your data sheet on paper, this has procedure B at the top with the water quality and the site information. And then we have procedure C, which records the age, phenophase, and yearly growth for 10 different plants. So this starts with plant number 1, and it asks for each of those 3 different parameters, so the age, phenophase, and growth for plant 1. And then once you're done with that, you'll move down and you'll input the information for plant 2. You may not actually, or you probably won't actually need all of these different date ranges for your growth, but there's plenty there to make sure that you have enough spots if you have a really old plant. And then as you scroll down, you'll encounter each of the different plants up through plant 10. And again, there's a place for you to add any comments if you'd like to attach a photo, and then click Save. Now, if you've already saved an observation and you think that maybe you made a mistake or you just want to double check that you put in a number correctly, you can use this menu right here on the home page and go to Observations. And this is going to have a list of all the observations uploaded into the project. You can go down and find yours and click on View. Now this is a great example of where Ron has uploaded some really beautiful photographs for us. And then you can view the actual information here. Now, because I'm an administrator, I have these two buttons that say Edit and Delete. You won't have these unless you're viewing your own observation. So if you were Ron, then you would be able to come in here and edit this. But anyone else who's just a regular member of the project won't be able to make edits to someone else's observations. Of course, if you have any questions, you're always welcome to reach out and I can help you edit any observations that might have a small error in them, and we can get it all sorted. You can also go in and view all of the photos that have been uploaded to the project. And one of the best features of Anecdata is you can actually analyze the observations. There isn't a lot to see right now because all of the previously recorded data from last year and preceding years hasn't been uploaded into the project yet. That will be coming soon. And we'll put together another video that walks through some of these features and how to use this analysis tool to ask some interesting questions about the data that we're collecting. But you can come in here and you can change what the x-axis or the y-axis is by using these different menus. So stay tuned for another video where we'll go over this in a little bit more detail. Thank you for viewing and for being a Coastal Signs of the Seasons volunteer. Please reach out with any questions and we'll look forward to working with you.